My courtesy to our dear professor, Ma'am Nerissa Malcomeatis, and to my fellow teachers, good morning. So I'm J.N.D. Serrano, a Teacher 1 applicant from Milaor District. So I am going to report about the second proponent of humanistic theories, which is Carl Rogers' person-centered theory. But before we proceed to our discussion, let's answer this question. So what are some of things would you consider changing or improving to increase congruence in your life journey? Anyone po who can share or answer the question? So ako na lang po. So in my own experiences po, yung goal ko po as a teacher is makain na po sa permanent teaching. So as an applicant po, maraming struggles ako na-experience. Sometimes pinanghihinaan na ng loob kasi it's my second time na po sa pag-apply sa DepEd. So nawawala na ng confidence. Minsan nararanasan mo yung ikino-compare ka sa ibang tao ay kaming hindrances sa buhay natin, di ba po? So pero as a teacher, hindi ko na lang po iniisip yon. Siguro mas pagbutihan ko pa kung saan ako mahina and yun dapat po ang paghihihan ko. Kasi alam naman natin na darating at darating din yung time kung para sa atin talaga yun, ibibigay yun ni God at the right time. So let's proceed to our lesson. So who is Carl Rogers? So Carl Rogers is an American psychologist who believes that teachers are facilitators and focuses on learner-centered classrooms and became an American Psychological Association and president since 1946 to 1947. So noon daw, ang gustong maging trabaho ni Carl Rogers ay maging isang farmer. Not just a farmer but a scientific farmer. So noong bata pa raw kasi siya, mahilig na itong mag-experiment at tinitignan niya yung mga results or effective ways kung saan at paano nagsimula ang mga bagay-bagay. So nag-focus siya sa mga practices at therapy. Kaya nung naging presidente siya ng American Psychological Association, yan. So dito niya na pinormalize ang person-centered theory. So dito na po nagsimula ang kanyang basic assumption sa person-centered theory. So naniniwala si Rogers na ang lahat ng bagay sa mundo, neither organic or inorganic, ay may tendency na mag-evolve from simple to more complex form. So this is what we call self-actualization. So when we say self-actualization, Rogers believes that achieving self-actualization is really difficult. So when your self-image matches your ideal self, you reach the state of self-actualization. So alam naman natin na ang lahat ng tao ay may tendency to fulfill our full potential. So for example, sa plants, ang kanilang first form is being a binhi or seed. And eventually, they have the right condition, which is pwede silang maging puno or halaman na mamunga ng masasarap na prutas. So, ganun din tayo as a human being. So, we have the tendency to fulfill our full potential at ito yung ideal self and self-image natin. So, ano ang pagkakaiba ng self-image sa ideal self? So, pwede pong pakibasa ang self-image. Anyone po? So when we say self-image, it directs on how we look at our self as a human being. So it is like looking yourself on the mirror. Ito yung mga bagay na aware ka sa sarili mo, yung panlabas at panloob na anyo natin. When we say naman ideal self, it directs to person who would like to be. This consists all our goals and ambition. So, pag sinabi nating ideal self, ito naman yung mga goals and illusions na pinuput up natin sa sarili natin. Halimbawa, gusto ko maging successful businessman or gusto ko maging teacher, maging architect. At bago natin na-achieve yung mga goals and ambitions natin, kailangan muna natin ng positive regard. Pag sinabi nating positive regard, ito yung positive environment na nakapalibot sa atin. Kung saan, nafe-feel natin yung support, guidance ng ating mga magulang. Ito yung, what if I became the most successful person? Then, my family will become proud, therefore proving my worth as a person. Ito po yung tinatawag nating positive regard. For example, sabi ni mama, anak, mag-aral ka ng mabuti. Or anak, gusto ko mag-top 1 ka sa klase. Or anak, gusto ko mag-architect ka. So ito yung mga positive regard ng mga magulang natin. But there are tendencies na pressure yung bata. So depende sa atin kung paano natin i-handle yung mga illusions na pinuput up natin sa sarili natin. So next. So let's talk about the self-concept. So self-concept is the set of perceptions and belief about his or her own self. It is influenced by our childhood and the way society perceives us. So ito naman yung tinatawag nating ako ito o yung real self natin kung saan aware tayo sa mga bagay-bagay or characteristics na meron tayo. Depende kung ano yung nakalakihan nating environment, and it creates our awareness which becomes our sense of self. So alam dapat natin yung self-worth natin sa mundo for us to achieve self-actualization. So kailangan na po natin ng congruence. Pag sinabi natin congruence, it is the extent of overlap between a person's self-image and ideal self. It is the higher the level of congruence, the closer the person is to self-actualization. So, kailangan daw balance at akma ang ating self. Kasi kapag mataas daw po ang ating ideal self, doon daw nagkakaroon ng discrepancy or incongruence at may tendency na nagkakaroon ng anxiety ang isang tao. So dito na nagsisimula na mag-worry or kinakabahan na siya na baka one day ay masira ang lahat ng illusions na pinuput up niya sa sarili niya. So nagiging ang defensive or tinatawag ni Carl Rogers na defensiveness. So pag sinabi nating defensiveness, there is an incongruence between ideal self and self-image. So ito yung what if I did not become a successful person, then my family will be ashamed of me, therefore proving my worthlessness as a person. So dito na nabubuo yung distortion and ideal ng isang tao. So dito na nagsa-struggle sa mental health at nagiging denial na siya sa mga bad experiences niya. And it will result to disorganization kung saan masisira na lahat ng illusions na pinuput up niya sa sarili niya. So an example po nito yung mga college student or teenager na maagang nakapag-asawa or nabuntis. So dito nasisira yung mga pangarap niya sa buhay niya. Yung mga pangarap na gusto ng magulang sa kanya. So dito na kailangan ng bata ang tinatawag nating unconditional positive regard. So pag sinabi nating unconditional positive regard, it is offering compassion to people even if they have done something wrong. So kung saan kailangan ng bata yung acceptance. So despite na nagkamali man yung bata o anumang nagawa niya, kailangan niya pa rin ng magulang na tatanggapin lahat ng kamalian niya yun. So at tutulungan din siyang bumangon sa pagkakadapa or pagkakamali niya. So ito yung tinatawag nating unconditional positive regard. So let's discuss the fully functional person and its characteristics. First is open to experience. Anyone po, pakibasa po. So pag sinabi nating open to experience, Both positive and negative emotions are accepted. Negative feelings are not denied but worked through. So inaalaw natin yung iba't ibang opportunities, whether mag-fail or mag-succeed man tayo as a person. Kasi sa buhay ng isang tao, hindi naman lahat ng bagay or objective natin sa buhay ay maa-achieve. Kumbaga, kailangan na muna nating matuto or maranasang magkamali kasi dito daw nabubuo yung tiwala or strong relationship natin sa sarili natin. Next. Next is existential living. In touch with different experiences as they occur in life, avoiding prejudging and preconceptions. So we are able to live fully in the moment now. We are experiencing sense of freedom and we are able to live and fully appreciate the present kung saan kung anong meron na tayo ngayon. It is what we call the contentment. Next is trust feeling. So feeling, instinct, and gut reaction are paid attention to and trusted. So trust our feelings, instinct, and gut reaction. That will lead to a right decision. Next is creativity. So creative thinking and risk-taking are features of a person's life. So willing tayo to accept new opportunities and challenges in life. Maging adaptable tayo sa mga changes and new environments na nai-experience natin. Next is fulfilled life. So person is happy and satisfied with life and always look for new challenges and experiences. So it is a process of contentment. So we are satisfied with what we have and naiintindihan natin yung reality in life. And with that, na-acknowledge natin yung strengths and weaknesses natin sa buhay. And last choices is fully aware of the differences between have to, choose to, need to, and want to. So decisions depends on our daily basis. So we have the right choices for our own self. Kailangan ko itong gawin kasi tama ito or gusto ko ito kasi nararapat lamang na gawin ko ito. So dito natin na-fulfill yung sarili natin. And last is self-regard. So it has high self-regard and feeling of satisfaction. So from the word of feeling of satisfaction, so satisfied tayo sa mga bagay kung anong meron tayo. So sa mga na-achieve natin sa buhay, at dito natin na-appreciate yung self-worth natin as a person. So in classroom setting naman, let's discuss the humanistic role of a teacher. Teacher acts as a facilitator of learning, enables and encourages students. So the teacher's main role is to be a facilitator of learning. We must provide the necessary scaffolding and teaching the necessary skills that learners should learn. Ibig sabihin, bilang isang guro, we are not just giving the traditional concept of learning, but rather we must guide and assist students in learning for themselves. Next, motivate students and focuses on students in the classroom. So since ngayon we are in a modular distance learning, a teacher's role is to monitor their progress. So, di ba, nag-home visitation tayo or nag-implement ng Brigada Pagbasa program. So in that way, namomotivate natin yung bata na mag-aral and by giving them appreciations and rewards para ma-encourage sila na participate sa class. Next, enables learning through technology, new and innovative ways to teach. So teachers encourage students to allow them share their own ideas and use technology to create learning. So we have learning. that will help the students to explore and navigate their learning into meaningful way. So next po, let's discuss the humanistic role of the students. So learning is student-centered and individualized for each student. So from passive learners to active participants, ito yung goal natin in student-centered classroom. So kailangan maging independent ang mga bata na matuto on their own. So our role is to guide and provide instructional and strategies that will help them focus on their own learning. Next, the main goal for students is to become self-actualized. So self-actualization is important to students for them to grow and develop professionally. And students are further motivated and able to learn according to specific needs through the use of technology. So students are further motivated and able to use technologies based on their specific needs. So now that we are in a digital world, students are really enthusiastic to use technology in their own learning. So to end my report, the very essence of the creative is healthy, and hence we have no standard by which to judge it. So one important thing to know is that the concept of fully functioning person. It also represents an ideal rather than an end product. So it is not about achieving a certain status and being done with your growth as a human being. Instead, the fully functioning person represents a journey that continues throughout life as people continue to strive towards self-actualization. So that's all po. Thank you for listening.